Let me give you a small introduction from the diary of Anne Frank. This lesson is an excerpt from Diary of a Young Girl or the Diary of Anne Frank. It is an autobiography that was first published in 1947. In this, Anne expresses her thoughts in a diary which was gifted to her on her 13th birthday. She names the diary Kitty, which she considers as her only true friend. She mentions about her childhood, her family, and a lot other things that she told no one else. So this diary is very important. Why? Because she is using this diary as her best friend. Okay, so we all have best friends, real friends, common friend and all. And for this young girl, a girl, just a 13-year-old girl, was not having a true friend to share her thoughts and her feelings. So she is selecting a diary and giving a name, Kitty. So she is giving a name for the diary and writing all the things whatever she wants to share to others. So usually we will be having our own friends to share our thoughts and our feelings and all. If you don't have any friends, what we will do? We will not share and everything will be in our mind. It will hurt so much, right? So when we are opening our mind to somebody else, we will become free, like less burden. This diary contains a lot of things, but for us in 10th class, we have a small part from the diary, some important things from the diary. So in this part, she is introducing about herself and some more important things. That is what we are going to see in this lesson. So in this lesson from the diary of Anne Frank, Anne talks about being lonely and having no one to talk to despite being surrounded by family and around 30 people whom she called her friends. So what she is telling, she was feeling lonely. Anne Frank was being lonely, but you have to know one thing. She was surrounded by her parents and 30 other people and her elder sister and all. Still, she was feeling lonely. So sometimes we will be having all the people surrounding us, our relatives, our family members, our friends. Still, sometimes we will feel lonely because there will be a person. There will be nobody who can understand our feeling, or nobody. If there is no person who can understand our mind, also we will feel lonely. Thus, she takes the decision of writing her feelings in a diary. It is unusual for her to write in a diary, but she is really in need of a true friend. So she never write anything in a diary, but now she is taking a step. Yes, today onwards I will write diary, because she is really in the need of a true friend who can hear her, who can feel her feelings, and who can solve her problems. And so, as she was not having a true friend, she just took this diary and started to write in that. Thus, she decided to name her diary Kitty. And unlike other people, she is not going to mention just facts in it. So usually, people will be considering a diary as just a diary or book and writing the things in that. But she wanted the diary as a person, like a good friend. So she is giving a name, Kitty, and she is not going to mention all the useless things in the day, but she wanted to show, just to pen down her feelings in that. She starts with writing her background to make it easier to understand for anyone who reads it later. So what she is thinking now, later on, maybe somebody will be getting my diary and will read it. So let them know who I am or who I was. So she is mentioning something about her personal life. She describes her family and early childhood when they all migrated, her early schooling. So she is mentioning everything. When she migrated, her family migrated to one place to another place, and when she changed to the another school and her early schooling, everything she is including in that. After giving a brief account of her background, she comes to the present day where she tells us about the result today. So after explaining everything about her personal informations, now she is writing something about the school incident. That was a result today and what happened in the school. That is what she is mentioning now. Everyone in the class is nervous about their result, and boys are even making bets. Anne was quite sure about herself and her friends. So now it was a result day. All the boys were fearing whether I will pass or fail, and they are worrying about the result and all. But Anne Frank is sure that herself and her friends will pass and go to the next class. She had a good equation with all the teachers except her maths professor, who was constantly annoyed at her for her talking habits. So Anne Frank was very good to all the teachers, but only except one maths teacher. His name is Mr. Keesing. So because he got angry once because she was talking always. So Anne Frank was a talkative girl in the class. Thus, he started giving her punishments in the form of essays on word topics such as chatterbox, to which she replied with full wit. So now Sir was telling him, Anne Frank, you are talking so much. So you have to write an essay on the topic chatterbox. So she wrote something funny, and she wrote essays that were funny and explained that this was a trait that she inherited from her mother and not much could be done about it. So she was writing an essay. What she was writing? She was explaining, sir, it is not my mistake. If I am talking always, it is from my mother. My mother is a talkative woman and I got this trait from her. I cannot change it like that. She explained and gave to teacher. He kept on giving her essays until she wrote a satire. So again what happened? Again she was talking. Again sir has given another topic. Unless she wrote a poem on the topic. After that third and last assignment, Miss Keesing never pointed her out for talking. So what she has written, she will be writing a poem. There was a father swan and mother duck and some ducklings, baby ducklings, and father swan will kill these baby ducklings because they were making a sound, quack, 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 quack. So usually ducklings will be making a noise, quack, quack. They cannot shout, they cannot bark like dog, right? It is a nature of the ducklings, but the father swan killed them. So when the teacher, Mr. Keesing, read this poem, he realized talking is the nature of children, so we cannot do anything in that. So he took us a funny way, and after that he never pointed Anne Frank for the talking. The diary of Anne Frank is a big diary with lots of things of what happened to the life of a young girl, and she is including all the things, her personal life, parents' name and her sister, the birth year, date, everything. And also she is mentioning about the death of her grandma whom she loved more. So these all things you have to just cover by reading the textbook, and if you want to ask any doubts you can ask and clear in the next class. All of you read it out. It's very interesting, a motivational story from a young girl, Anne Frank. So usually what we will do when we are facing issues, when we are having problems in our life, usually we will be sharing with our friends and we will make our mind free, right? Free from the burden. So if you are not sharing to anyone, it will be hurting our mind and it will take long days to forget. It will be so painful. So it is better if you are having a true real friend who can hear and solve our problems. Sometimes we are not getting a proper friend who can solve our problems. Usually our friends will be listening our problems and they will laugh. Otherwise they will share to another person. So same way, Anne Frank also had a lot of people surrounding her. Nearly 30 other people plus her parents and elder sister, grandma and all. Still she is saying I was not having a proper friend.